Time greats as any franchise in any sport, Luka Doncic became the 7th Laker to average 30 points for a single postseason. Which one of them did it the most different years?
He wants me to say Kobe Bryant, but Kobe played with Shaq a lot. I'm just going to discard that. He wants me to say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but he played with some studs. I am going to say one of the most underrated Lakers of all time, Mr. Elgin Baylor.
Oh, I thought you were going to get there. Baylor's a very good guess. He had 4, but the answer is Jerry West. You sort of talk yourself out of the obvious one. Jerry West did it 7 times. Kobe 5, Elgin Baylor 4.
All right.
Shaq 3, Mike in 2, Kareem 2, and Luka 1. Those are the 7.
All right.
All right. That's right. Score
you
that
win
one
this
for
time,
Hembo.
Hembo.
Jerry West. It was the correct answer. Okay, let's keep it rolling here. On the Lakers, we have a little sort of Laker-oriented windy watch. You get your fingers in the air and wave them around like you just don't care. There are some questions for them, beginning with LeBron James and his decisions.
Yeah,
here.
so last week I talked a little bit about the concept that LeBron could revisit what he thought about last year, which was taking a pay cut to help the Lakers have a little bit more money to spend in free agency. And after talking to some LeBron sources over the weekend, I think that is unlikely at this point. And it's not, I think, because LeBron, just wants all the money, although that's a nice side benefit. But I think that the free agent market is looking a little bit thin. And look, no matter what LeBron is going to do, whether he's opt out of his contract, opt in for next year, take a pay cut, not take a pay cut, what have you, he's going to have to see a plan from the Lakers. And that plan is going to be something that's very important over the next couple of months. You know who else wants to see a plan? Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
So we saw over the weekend that Luka was seen having meetings with some Lakers officials. That is common. Every player has an exit interview. Some get a little bit better treatment than others, and Luka certainly gets a superstar treatment. The meeting between Luka and the Lakers in May isn't as important as the meeting between Luka and the Lakers in August, because between now and then, the Lakers have to do some things to improve this roster. After August 2nd is when Luka Doncic can extend his contract. He can extend it for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or not extend at all. And he is going to be in Europe in August because he's going to be playing for Slovenia in the Eurobasket event, which is being played over there. So at some point, they're going to come to him and offer him that contract. And he's going to say, well, what did you do to this roster in June and July that is going to make me convinced that I want to be here? And that is going to be the important meeting.
So we talked about this morning. I just have been under the assumption that there's just no question Luka will continue with the Lakers. They made this deal.
Most likely, right. Yes. Very, very, very likely. But he has not said that nor signed it. And so just being responsible, let's just wait and see.
Fair enough. And they can't do it until August. So to your point, the first thing they need to do is get him in place, but it's actually the last thing they can do. They have to do all these other things in between. So, Big Perk, I guess the question as we sort of put a final ribbon on a season with the Lakers that, like all of them, was fascinating to watch, but ended pretty quickly. What is the move out there? What LeBron, Luka, what is it they can do that will have them playing deep into May and June next time instead of ending in April?
Well, number one, Luka is going to retire as a Laker. He's not going anywhere. And history tells us that. From Magic to Kareem to Kobe to Bron, the only superstar that was traded out of LA was Shaq. Okay, once you get in a Laker uniform, they hold on to you, right? They treat their superstars right when it comes down to paying them and making sure they're well taken care of. That's number one. Number two, this starts with Luka, right? Like, we're talking about what moves should the Lakers go do. No, what is Luka going to do this offseason? Damn it, it's time for his ass to get in shape. He's the worst star defensively ever in the game. We could go down the list from Isaiah Thomas to Magic Bird to Magic to Kobe. He is defensively, he's the worst star in modern NBA history, in modern era in the NBA. When it comes down to defense, he has to address himself. When it comes down to Bron, why should Bron take a pay cut? He did that last year for Rob Pelinka. What did Rob Pelinka do? Sit back on his hands. Don't act like he went searching to go get Luka Doncic. Luka fell into his lap. Like, he didn't go out there and just, Rob Pelinka, this excellent GM, got Luka. No. Dallas Mavericks, Nico initiated that phone call.
Any thoughts on this, Woodman, just before I get to Sinead?
Rob Pelinka did do the Dorian Finney-Smith trade, which is a good trade. He has built a championship team before. But the Lakers are not one move away. They obviously need a center. But the coach only trusted 5 players in a playoff series. They need to acquire 2 or 3 or 4 players, and they don't have their first-round draft pick this year. So there's a lot of work to do, but they're starting with Luka and LeBron. But that's a good place to start.
Sinead.
And then right after, you have to go with center, because I think of you control what you can control. And so far, the Lakers cannot necessarily control Luka's cardio, and you can't control LeBron's age, but starting with getting a center, that will at least alleviate some of those problems. Because getting a center helps Luka Doncic offensively. He needs to have that lob threat. He needs to have that rim threat. And then getting a center helps LeBron James defensively. He's done something this postseason that typically he never does. He was guarding forwards. He was guarding centers. He had to go and swat shots. He had to, and that's hard on someone that is 40 years old. So the center is a good start, but like you said, it's more pieces that needed to be added to this puzzle.
Okay, and so we'll leave that there for the moment. We'll see what they all wind up doing. To finish it up here on this Monday, we have this new feature. We put up a poll asking you who won the weekend. We gave you 4 options. We gave you Russell Westbrook, who got revenge, taking on his former team, the Clippers, and had the huge night in Game 7. We had Mikko Rantanen, who scored 4 consecutive goals for his current team to knock out his former team, the Avs, in a Game 7. You had Caitlin Clark, who went back home to Carver Hawkeye and just had a fantastic show in an exhibition game. And then you had Scottie Scheffler, also a home game, if you will, playing in Dallas. And the voting was close. We put it up at ESPN Greeny. And I will say this, Scheffler winds up winning. He shot .253. He was 31 under. I think it should be said out loud. My following is probably disproportionately golfy.
Yeah. I will say this. He had an 8-shot lead.
Yeah.
And shot 63.
Yeah.
That's a good weekend.
Yeah.
That's a good weekend.
He had a ridiculous tournament. Again, on almost anyone else's Twitter feed, he probably doesn't win this.
I wonder if Perk's Twitter feed would have had
my feed, Caitlin would have won.
How do you say his name?
Hello, xin chào các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình. Bây giờ mình sẽ đi tô mò để gửi tặng đến các bạn. Mình mong rằng các bạn khi xem video của mình thì sẽ có những phút giây thư giãn. Và để làm một video tô mò thì mình cần chuẩn bị những dụng cụ. Đây là những sản phẩm mình in sẵn để mình dùng để tô mò. Đấy, đây là những con vật này. Đấy. Đây là hoa quả này, còn nhiều sản phẩm khác nữa. Và để làm được video tô màu thì mình cần chuẩn bị đó là điện thoại để quay video này, giá đỡ điện thoại này, đây là bút sáp màu này. Bây giờ mời các bạn theo dõi quá trình mình tô màu. Và các bạn đừng quên ấn like và đăng ký kênh khi xem video của mình. Mình cảm ơn các bạn rất là nhiều.
Uống đi. Để cùng đổ ra đây, cúi xuống. Ngon đi.